Okay, good day, grade 9 learners. So today we are going to answer your first activity for the second quarter about variations. So here, you need to write your name, your grade and section. Then for letter A, match column A with correct translation on column B. Write your answer on the blank before the number. So meaning, di ka mo ma-answer sa activity sheet. So for number 1, y varies inversely as x. So, tanawon sa column B kung diin ang correct nga pag-translate. Y varies inversely as x. So we have the word inverse. So it means y is equal to k over x. So the answer is letter B. For number 2, y varies inversely as x and directly as z. So, combination siya. May word kita nga inversely, may word man kita nga directly. So, y varies inversely as x and directly as z. So, meaning si z ang direct kay k. So, the answer would be y is equal to k times z over x, letter C. And for number 3, y varies directly as x. So, we have the word directly, so meaning i-multiply lang si x kay constant of variation. So, y is equal to kx, which is letter D. And for number 4, the area A of a parallelogram varies jointly as the base B and the altitude H. So we have the word jointly. So meaning, may tatlo kita ka variable. A, ari na. So sa letter A na, kay siya man ng may A. Amo na ang imong clue. And for number 5, the pressure P of a gas varies directly as its temperature T and inversely as its volume V. So, makita mo naman sa variable nga P, T, kag V. Amo na ang isa sa mga technique para hapos mangita sang answer. Pero, syempre, we have the word directly here and inversely here. So, it means combination, no? Combined variation. Directly kay T, so meaning si T ang gin-multiply kay K. Inversely kay V, so meaning sa dalom si V. That's how you answer it. So for letter B, translate the following verbal phrases into mathematical sentence. Write your answer in the blank before the number. The fair F, so we have the first variable, which is F, varies directly as the distance D of his destination. So meaning, kung magamba ka gani, directly, i-multiply lang si variable kay K, kay constant. So, ang variable tadi si D, distance D, so magiging KD. F equals KD. The cost C, so ang first letter is C, equals, varies directly as its weight W in kilograms. So, again, directly, i-multiply liwat kay K, C variable nga W. So, KW. For number 3, an employee's salary S, so write the first variable, varies directly as the number of days D he has worked. So we have again directly, so i-multiply mo lang kay KCD. For number 4, the number of pizza slices P varies inversely as the number of person N sharing a whole pizza. So we have the word inverse, meaning si variable N ara sa dalom. So K over N. And for number 5, the number of petchay plants n in a row varies inversely as the space s between them. So we have the first variable n equals the word inverse, meaning sa dalom si s. So k over s. And for letter C, tell whether each statement is true or false. Write your answer in the blank before the number. Number 1, if m varies directly as n and inversely as p, then, so we have the first variable m equals directly si n, meaning i-multiply si n kay k. So, kn inversely si p, meaning sa dalom si p. So, the answer is true. For number 2, if m varies jointly as n and the square of p, then m is equal to kn over p squared. So the first variable is m. M equals jointly as n. So meaning, na-combined ay na-multiply si n kag si p. So it will become m equals k jointly kay n kag kay square of p. So, p squared. So, that is false. For number 3, if n varies inversely with the cube of p, then n is equal to k over p cube. So, n ang first variable. Inverse ko no si cube ni p. So, meaning ara sa dalom si p cube. So, correct. K over p cube. True. For number 4, if m varies directly as n and inversely as the square root of p, then m is equal to kn square root of p. First variable is m. Directly si n, so i-multiply mo si n kay k, so kn. And inversely, meaning sa dalom, si square root of p. So the answer should be m is equal to kn over square root of p. So the answer is false. For number 5, if m varies directly as n and inversely as the square of p, then m is equal to kn over p squared. So si m varies directly kay n, m is equal to, meaning si n i-multiply kay k, and inversely is the square of p, so over p squared. The answer is true. Okay, so let's proceed to letter D. The table shows the number of hours traveled T varies directly as the distance D covered by a car. So we have here the table. Number of hours traveled T, we have 1 to 5. Distance in kilometers covered, represented by D. So in 1 hour, 10 kilometers. 2 hours, 20 kilometers. 3 hours, 30 kilometers. 4 hours, 40 kilometers. And 5 hours, 50 kilometers. So for letter A, graph the data on the grid below. So we have here the grid. The x-axis here is the distance in kilometers covered, which is arena. So 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Our y is the number of hours traveled, or t. So we have here 1, 2, 5. So i-graph ta siya, or i-plot. 1, 10. So 10, 1. Then we have 2, 20. So 20. 2, 33, 44, and 55. Okay, so you're going to connect that. So this is the graph for number of hours traveled and distance covered. So for letter B, find the constant of variation. So we need to translate first the given mathematical sentence, a verbal phrase, to mathematical sentence. So the number of hours traveled T. So T equals varies directly as the distance d. So we have the word directly, so meaning i-multiply ta si d kay constant of variation, which is k. So we need to translate it para makuha ta si k. So let's choose any of the points. No, mapili kita sang pair dira para makuha ta si k. So kung si theta 1, so 1 equals k times theta. Kung t is 1, our d is 10. So, mat 10. Huh? So, 1 is equal to 10 times k is 10k. Para makuha ta si k, we need to divide both side by 10. So, our k, makancel ni, our k is equal to 1 over 10. So, that is our constant of variation. Then, for letter C, write the equation showing the relationship between T and D. So, just substitute K sa imong verbal phrase. Mathematical sentence, I mean. So, T is equal to, ang K mo is 1 over 10 D. That would be the equation. Okay? Okay, so let's proceed to activity number 2. Again, don't forget to write your name, your grade, and section. So for activity 2, we are going to answer problems about variations. So for letter A instruction, you're going to show your solutions inside the box. So for number 1, write an equation where y varies directly as x and solve for k. Given y is equal to 28 when x is equal to 7. So this is 5 points. So first, kinahanglan na i-translate ang given verbal phrase into mathematical sentence. So we have y varies directly as x. So, kung directly gani, i-multiply lang kay k ang given variable. So, k, x. Dason, kung nakasulat ka na sang equation, i-substitute mo lang ang given. So, si y ko no is 28. So, 28 equals k times sang x nga 7. So, 28 is equal to k times 7 is 7k. So, dapat k na lang nadabilin. Kinahanglan ta kakson si 7. Ma-divide lang ta both side by 7. Para makancel ni ang mabilin, k na lang. And what is 28 divided by 7? That is equal to 4. So, since nakuha ta na ang aton nga constant of variation, which is 4, isulat ta na ang equation. So, kung amuni ang aton nga mathematical sentence, substitute ta lang ang k nga nakuha ta na. So, y is equal to, ang k ta is 4, and copy x. That's the final answer. Okay? For number 2, you're going to write liwat the verbal phrase into mathematical sentence. If y varies inversely as x and y is equal to 3 when x is equal to 4, find y when x is equal to 6. So, kadwa ni siya solve. Y varies inversely. So, meaning, ara si second variable x sa dalo. And substitute ang first nga given. Y ta is 3 equals k over ang x ta which is 4. Then how to solve it? Just cross multiply. So si 3 may denominator na siya nga 1. All whole numbers has a denominator of 1. Cross multiply, k times 1 is k equals 3 times 4, that is 12. Nakuha ta na si k, substitute mo di si k sa imong equation, y is equal to kita is 12 over x. Then, amo na pag-substitute sang ikaduwa. Find y when x is equal to 6. Pangitaon ta si y. Y is equal to copy 12 over, ano na ang second nga x? 6. So, what is 12 divided by 6? Y is equal to, okay, 2. So, our y is equal to 2. For number 3, z varies jointly as x and y, and z is equal to 60 when x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 6. Find z when x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 6. So, i-translate taanay ang verbal phrase into mathematical sentence. So, we have z varies jointly as x. Mga makagani jointly, i-multiply lang sila tanan nga variable kay k. So, x and y. So, amo na ang imo nga equation. Si z ko no, dira lang taanay sa may first nga given, ma-focus. Si z ko no is 60. So, islanta si z sang 60. Equals, pangitaon ta si k, ang x ta, ang first nga x is 5, times, ang first ta nga y is 6. Okay, so 60 equals 5 times 6, that is 30, times k, that is 30k. So, para k na lang, ma-divide kita both side by 30. Ma-cancel, k is equal to 60 divided by 30, that is equal to 2. And, i-substitute ta na ang constant of variation, since nakuha ta na siya, sa imo to nga mathematical sentence. So, z is equal to, ang k mo na is 2xy. Amo na sa ang imo nga equation nga paggamiton para ma-find ta naman si z when x is 7 and when y is 6. Okay? So, substitute. Z is equal to 2 times ano ang second given sang x? 7 times ang second given nga y, which is 6. So, z is equal to, just multiply 2 times 7, 14 times 6. What is 14 times 6? 4 times 6. 4 times 6 is 24. Bring down 4, carry 2. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 2, 8. So, the answer is 84. Z is equal to 84. Next, the last one. If R varies inversely and as S and R is equal to 100 when S is equal to 27, find the value of R when S is equal to 45. So, R varies inversely as S. So, meaning si S ara sa dalom. K over S. And R is equal to 100 when S is equal to 27. So, substitute anay ang first nga given. R ta is 100 equals copy K over S, which is 27. So, again, cross multiply. K is equal to 100 times 27. That is 2,700. So, nakuha ta na si K. Substitute ta na R is equal to 2,700 over S. So, find the value of R when S is equal to 45. So, R is equal to 2,700 divided by our S, which is 45. So, what is 2,700 divided by 45? So, using your calculator or computing it manually, you will get R is equal to 60. So, that is the final answer. Hope you understand and hope you like this video. Thank you so much.